What's good, sports gamers, and today we're going to be making comparison shots between Madden 18 and 19 to see just how much they improved graphically. And EA covered our accommodations to allow us to bring to you this exclusive Madden 19 content. Sorry, let's get to it. First up, we're going to go over Zeke Elliott. Elliott's face is now way more detailed in 19 compared to his 18 pick, where he has sort of a blank stare going on. Even though in 19 he has that look on his face like he just seen somebody he's about to run over. But you can obviously tell is clearly him just making a wild face. And you now see the 3 dots underneath his jersey going across his left side, which I assume are coming from his shoulder pads. But notice how the pads are a lot more defined on Zeke's sleeveless jersey in the 18 pick instead. Equipment wise, his gloves are way more detailed now as well, and he has a full sleeve instead of the half one of last year's. Zeke's picture from last year was decent, but they simply took it to the next level. Next up is Hopkins. It's funny how the helmet shadow gives him a unibrow look almost. But what I instantly notice is the shade of blue is much darker and the red seems to pop more. MLB The Show 18 made that jump as well, where all the colors just went up a level, and so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Face wise, Hopkins isn't that hard to get right, I wouldn't think. The last 3 bands he just hasn't had that huge of a jump where you go wow. Regarding equipment, he's also rocking the solid color gloves now as well. Looking at this pic reminds me that Madden really does need to add baggy sleeves for their players. I think that would really look good. Next up is LeVeon Bell. Now Bell continues to be done dirty because despite already being an established star by the time the game came out last year, his Madden 18 screenshot looks nothing like him, and the 19 shot looks like somebody. Jersey wise, they removed the Dan Rooney patch, who was their longtime owner who died last year, from the Steelers jersey as well. And this pick is another example of the color just popping more with the yellow on the jersey and the stripe down the middle of the helmet and the sleeve. Now we're going to discuss Dak Prescott. Now Dak is the first player where I could say I'm feeling his Madden 18 screenshot over his new one, as I feel the 91 has him looking, I'll just say they took a step backwards in my opinion. They certainly should have left it alone. Equipment wise, he's rocking the pure white Adidas gloves now, and his whole shoulder area looks better in 18 with how it overall looks and the wrinkles in the sleeves. What do you guys think? Next is Deshaun Watson. Now I'm amazed how Watson got a pretty good looking face scan so quickly, while others who have been in the league longer have pretty much had struggle looking ones for the longest. But anyways, while I like Watson's scan for Madden 18, it went from a great face scan to looking like a mix of Dwight Freeney with a splash of Sean Alexander. Am I the only one who sees that? And he appears to have gotten lighter as well. Even his elbow looks better in 18. His elbow. And again, jersey wide, the red looks way better as well. Next is Tom Brady. Now the great Tom Brady switches to the white gloves, and I like his face scan in both picks, and also like the fact that you can see his shoulder pads underneath his long sleeves in the Madden 19 screenshot where you couldn't in the 18 one. Now to go over Brian Orakpo. First off, you'll notice that the Titans got some new jerseys. I'm not a fan of the blue helmet, but I'm not the best judge of style, so It's funny, it seems like man has gotten Orakpo's face correct for a while, so there hasn't been the need or opportunity to mess up something that was already good. And here's a better shot of just how much more defined the extra padding is in his gloves compared to Madden 18. Now for Rob Gronkowski. Not much to note in the Gronkowski pick other than the coloring in general seems to obviously be different, and he's wearing a different type of pad on his elbow, as the one in the Madden 18 shot doesn't have the opening in the middle anymore, and his pads are more visible under his jersey. And he's also not making that crazy face anymore, which is good. This is a more relaxed looking I just lost to the Eagles in a Super Bowl grind. Now for Jadeveon Clowney. They finally reverted back to Clowney not looking like a knockoff version of Wesley Snipes with his skin color anymore, and his gloves have also changed as well. Next is Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben went from a cold blank stare to a kind of drunk stare. His shoulder pads do look kind of weird here though, like they clearly bunched up without being sleeveless. I remember, I think it was Madden 05, where every player started having these bulky looks to them, shoulder pads on max type stuff, or just overall weird looking. And that's what it's looking like from the few screenshots I've seen of the quarterbacks. And lastly is Marcus Mariota. Now okay, Madden 18 Marcus Mariota, you built a solid foundation. You can tell it's Mariota, but you can also see there's room for improvement, like in the Zeke Elliott screenshot, you know? But then they came up with this Mariota face scan in Madden 19, and all I have to say is, who is that? Don't get me wrong, the pick looks good and everything. You see the pads he's wearing underneath the jersey a lot better and stuff, but the bad thing is, nobody has that face. It's so far left to what Mariota looks like, it's really amazing. And what is with the Titans new jerseys? Why is their Nike sign orange? So overall, I mainly like what I've seen as far as the jersey and how the pads interact with it, but I feel the pad sizes are just a bit wonky on a lot of players. And at least the players we chose, some of them got done wrong in the face scan department, while the few that were updated correctly like Zeke look great. So I'm interested in seeing just how many players overall got a really good face scan. But what do you guys think? Who do you feel was the best and worst of the ones that were shown in the video? Leave it in the comments down below. And what's something else that you noticed between 18 and 19 in the screenshots that we didn't point out? And stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more Madden 19 content, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching, and be good, y'all.